Pod in the City is a Sex in the City podcast and thus contains adult themes and explicit content. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Pod in the City. I'm Amanda.
And I'm John.
We're two besties who bonded over Sex in the City in college.
And now, 20 years later, we're reliving it like it's our very first time. It's season 4, episode 9, Sex and the Country. Carrie is dragged to Aiden's country home in Suffern, New York. Charlotte visits the McDougal compound in Connecticut. Miranda yells at Steve when he tells her he has testicular cancer, but has no clue about his condition. And Samantha gets annoyed when her dates keep asking her what she's doing next weekend. Hey, Happy New Year, guys.
I was on mute
right now, y'all. Amanda told me she was going to dress country. I don't really have country stuff, so I just thought flowers. I don't know.
Sure, why not?
Guys, we're here. I'm excited. It's 2026. We have exciting updates and things happening. Very exciting stuff going on, actually. We're continuing covering, obviously, season 4. And we are going to do kind of like a little, like, every year at the beginning of the year, as many people do, we like to do a little, like, refresh and see what works, see what sticks, baby. So if you're listening or if you're on our things, you might not see our Wednesday pod, like weekly roundup anymore, but we're still going to likely release small videos. I don't know. We're still working on it, so bear with us.
Yeah, just like, we talked about some good stuff this season, but there's only so many topics you can think of for Sex and City. We have like a year's worth of them.
I also would like people to have the chance to like listen to all of our stuff, because really, if you really like us, you have the opportunity. You had, well, less now, but you have like 3 hours of content you can listen to every week of us, because what you can do is join our Patreon.
Yay.
It's patreon.com/pod and the city. And guess what, y'all? This month on Patreon, you know what we're doing?
Look at how small my book is.
Oh my God, did you get a new... See, mine's used. So
I guess I should. I was like
96, I think, or something.
It's not, the print isn't that small. I'm nearsighted, thank goodness. But Jesus.
Perfect. Well, mine says it has 2 new chapters. Okay, in case you're just listening, guys, we're over on our Patreon. We are doing the Sex and the City book, which I'm excited. So far, everything I've heard, it's not like the movie, the TV show, but I want to see what similarities there are. And if you are not, if you don't feel like reading, over there too, we're going to read it so you can hear it, and we're going to talk shit like we do usually. Make sure also that you're checking out our Friday lives, 2 p.m. EST every Friday. And there, I think, too, is where we're going to really compound some of that info. So if you were one of our weekly roundup always listeners, we're going to sprinkle some of that in our Friday lives too, what's going on. Because I think that I want everyone to be able to, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Guys, new year, new you, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I wasn't. Oh my God, I just went into a psychotic break, y'all. Amanda had to pause because I just was rambling. Anyway,
no, it's because it sounded weird. But yeah, join our Friday lives, and join our Patreon. Check out, we also just did a whole holiday month on Patreon. We did all of these amazing things. And we also did a holiday special, which was really, really fun. You can find that, and that's free on all of your feeds. But
see, today, I'm thinking, like, as Valentine's Day comes up, it might be a nice opportunity for us to do a Valentine's Day special.
Oh, that might be fun.
Yeah. They've had a Valentine's Day. It wasn't an episode. It was in the movie, right? Because I remember Miranda and Carrie going to the restaurant with the
That's balloon. Where Miranda tells her that she said that thing to Big. And Carrie's like, you ruined my marriage.
I thought Carrie was okay. On to Sex and the Country. I hate Carrie in this episode. Sorry, I think she's a bitch.
Okay, I do actually think she's a huge bitch.
Huge.
I don't mind the screaming. I always found it I always found it funny when she screamed. So these squirrel screams are very funny to me.
I don't hate the screaming in that moment, but I do think that, like, okay, baby, Carrie, you live in New York City and you see a freaking squirrel and you're gonna scream about it. You see rats all the time, do you not? Or like,
there are squirrels in New York City.
yes, there's like last episode they were eating lunch
probably
in a park.
on your windowsill.
Pretty sure there's a fucking squirrel in the park, lady. I don't know that part. I was like, okay, I don't mind the scream. It's more the like, why the reaction to the squirrel? But I more was annoyed that I'm like, you can't. Yes, the place. I wouldn't trust.
Okay,
me.
well, I have a major problem with the place. My very first note. Well, like I put it at the top of my notes to address right at the top. When we see the inside of the cabin, it's like really busted. It's like the cabinets are from like the 70s. They're not refinished. And Aiden is a luxury furniture designer and crafter. So why would the inside not be like epic?
I think he's working on it because I did notice that like the island in the kitchen is like new and modernish or something.
So he's not building. I thought he built this from the ground up.
Oh, I feel like he's remodeling it. But like
I think he says he built it from when he's showing her pictures, doesn't he say like I built this baby from the ground up?
Okay.
And then she's like, let me see the after pic.
Maybe
I might be wrong.
It and then redid it. He's redoing it.
So he's adding. Okay, that makes more sense.
If he had a before picture and an after picture, there has to have been.
True. Okay, you're right. But it seems like he would have handled the cabinets immediately.
Another minor point. Sorry, and I know someone will be annoyed by this, but as a baker and a person, well, I wouldn't call myself.
You're a baker?
Well, I can bake. At the holidays, I make the pies from scratch with, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Crust from scratch and shit. She pulls the pie crust. First of all, you don't make an apple pie by baking the crust, then putting the filling in. That's not how you bake.
Well, maybe she's like, because you know how you kind of pre-bake it for like 10
it was
minutes?
Baked.
Oh, that's right. Because then she burns her leg, and she's like, I burned my legs.
I'm like, bitch, have you? Oh God. Okay. Yes, I found her to be annoying this episode because there are things where you have to make a sacrifice in certain ways, and like this place is not. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. I would be like,
I don't think it's bad. Speaking of this,
you don't think the cabin is bad?
No, but like my family owns a cabin and it's kind of shitty like this.
Like
it was built. It was built from the ground up, and my Auntie Debbie still owns it, and she like spends a lot of time out there, and she does redo it, but she's never like, it's still the
remodeled.
Same. Yeah, it's not really remodeled. It's all the same wood and shit from like the 50s.
Now. Okay,
so let's
get into the episode because I have thoughts multiple ways through, and I was going to bring them up.
But I do want to give a shout out to my other podcast for a second because so if you go to Love to Hate Everything, like our 6th
isn't it called We Love to Hate Everything?
Yeah, We Love to Hate Everything. There's a picture of this gorgeous face right on there. Yeah, sure. Well, we have like 8 different names for whatever. Anyway, there's an episode
Tier 1, Tier 2.
Yeah, but this is free. This is free for all. There's an episode called Feelin' Hot, Hot, Hot. And if you go exactly halfway through, we finish like a Teen Mom recap. And then I go into this story about how I went on this vacation with this guy I was dating in New York. And like, I was not into him at all. I was like, I just wanted to have sex with him. He was like really good in bed, but then he wanted to be my boyfriend and all this shit. And then, so he planned this trip for his birthday and like, I couldn't get out of it because I let it wait too long. It was like up in like the Catskills or like, not the Catskills, but like up, and like the story is pretty insane. So go listen to that. I mean, you're going to feel so bad for me. It's like an hour-long story, and it's real rough. And then I just ghosted him for forever until I moved, and then I moved to Canada. I mean, wouldn't you?
I don't even know why you What's the opposite of ghosting someone? I don't even know why you alived around him or whatever.
I don't know either. Because Jody was like, "You have to go, Amanda," and now I realized I didn't have to do shit, and there was no air conditioning in that cabin, and I just felt like it real. And I was like, I don't know. I was like also like in my depths of my addiction of drinking, so I was a little, hot. All right, well,
Carrie sucked in this.
Carrie sucked. Samantha's storyline was a nothing.
Oh, I love Samantha's story. And I loved Samantha's storyline only because this is like that scene with her and the farmer was hotter than anything And Just Like That did the entire run of it. And that's all I could think. I'm like, oh my God.
What do you think of this hat she wears?
You know what? I hate it.
I was really confused.
But I looked at it, and what I think it is, I'm going to give them credit here.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure it was $7,000.
Guys, if you aren't watching, Samantha, she's first wearing this pink outfit. She like ties it up and then puts on a hat to go talk to the farmer guy. The hat is like a baby blue hat that almost looks like a fedora.
Or a bucket hat, but then also kind of like
all the time. For years, I always just thought it was a cowboy hat, like a bougie cowboy hat. But then as I was watching it today, I was looking, and I think I'm going to give the costume department credit and say Samantha had this hat. And because she was going to go try and get the farmer to fuck her and say that her dream was to go live up there or whatever, she took one of the hats she had, folded the sides up to make it look like a cowboy hat, because this hat also has like little like tropical drinks printed on it. And so that's why I felt they did that, because I thought maybe they were like, oh, well, Samantha wouldn't have a fucking cowboy hat here. So, she'll grab this one that she brought that has this tropical hat.
So you think if she wore this with that, but it's still a weird hat. It's like taller than a bucket.
It's very weird. It doesn't make sense.
And I just don't know why she had it, because she walks over there. She walks over there in the moment after seeing him. Mm-hmm. So she didn't bring it with her from New York for this purpose. So she just brought this with her.
That's why I think she intended it just to be a hat, but then because she was trying to play up this thing, the idea is I'm giving them some kind of costume credit because Pat Fields was still here. Though, oh God. Okay, let's go to the recap because I have thoughts about multiple things.
All right. One Frazzled Friday. Oh God, I was about to do my motherboard myself. Okay. Cabin. Oh, I didn't even write the intro here, but Carrie and Aiden are going to his cabin, and I did write it down. I wanted to say, it goes like do 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 at the end of the theme song, and then it puts the title of the episode, "Sex in the Country," and I feel like that, even if And Just Like That had done that. Like, here's what you're about to watch. Sex in the Country. I don't know. It just, for some reason, something about that really washed all over me.
There are so many. There was one moment, too, if we're going to go into the why fuck And Just Like That.
Not to bring up And Just Like That.
Oh, girl, I already brought it up. Like, one of my first thoughts about the episode. But there is a moment where Carrie gets to the cabin, okay? Or to the house. The house. And she's like, I can't remember exactly what Aiden's saying, but he says something to her and she's like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be or whatever. Right. And then her voiceover, which they would have left it at that in And Just Like That. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be. And then it would cut to her face being like, ooh. In this, the voiceover said, it's worse. And then I laughed at that. I mean, that's the joke, right? So when you don't add the actual joke, God, you know what? We can't talk about it. We can't deep dive rant, but I could make an episode every week about the failures of And Just Like That.
I know. It's just like rehash all. That's why Sister Wives is still so popular, because people, and like every day on Facebook, people will post a new. You know what I just noticed about Robin, and then there'll be like 700 comments within an hour being like, "I know, yeah, you just got to that episode."
Those people are just so unlikable.
Oh, the Sister Wives. I thought,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of why I can't watch that. Have you seen the thing about like the Mar-a-Lago housewives?
Oh, I've heard of it. I heard rumblings. Maybe from you. Probably from
Oh, I
you.
think
You're
it
the
was.
person I
I
really
was like,
talk
I
to.
can't support people like this, even if it's trashy and entertaining. All right.
All right. For most New Yorkers, Manhattan is the center of the civilized world. But for a privileged few, Manhattan is merely a place to kill time between weekends at their fashionably rustic New York country homes. So Aiden shows her a picture of a cabin before, and then the after is worse, like you just said. We find out that it's in Suffern, which Aiden says it's only 40 minutes away. And I'm like, no, it's not. Because I looked at a map.
Doesn't it take nearly 40 minutes just to get out of the city, let alone to...
So I think that's probably what he's indicating is like on the tip of what you would even consider the city. 40 minutes from there, no traffic, 3 a.m. on a holiday.
Seriously, right? Because 45 minutes from the city ain't far. It's definitely not far enough to get to Suffern. You know what? It must be far enough though. And again, here's one of my annoyances. Though again, guys, I loved this episode. I out loud said, "This is a great episode."
And the next one is part 2, Bells of the Ball. Like I'm so excited.
Big was gonna show up in this one. Well, she does show up, but I kept thinking he was coming to the place. Then I was like, "Oh, is Big coming?" And then I was like, "Wait, he comes in the second one." Carrie, because she's been there in this episode, she eats. We're led to believe that Carrie's going to eat a cheeseburger, large fries, and strawberry shake. Then 1 minute later, she goes to her date with Big. I'm calling it a date. She's ravenous for a steak. And I'm like,
he's funny.
You're telling me Carrie Bradshaw's eating all this red meat or even any of this? I'm sorry. But
okay, yeah, let's just kind of get into this. No one else really has a storyline at all. Luckily, we can just kind of focus on Carrie. Okay. Carrie has a meeting, so she does say, "Oh, I can't go this weekend. I have a meeting with my editor in town." But I guess the idea here is that now that we're together, you have to spend I will be spending most of the summers in this cabin, which this is look, I don't want to be in a relationship. This is the reason I wouldn't want to, because I don't want to even bend a little for anybody else. But if I was in a relationship, I would expect, yes, I need to do this for my partner. And Carrie doesn't seem to think that. Now you're spending your life with this person. So yeah, you do need to not just pretend like you like it either. You should probably make your effort to really enjoy it.
There's also a way to, I don't know, fix it up or make it more to your comfort
isn't that your
level
thing?
or
you
something.
Could just move there, honestly. And I was thinking, how is this any different than your regular life if you just sitting around in your apartment, other than the AC, which we find out gets fixed by the end of the episode.
There was a squirrel, Amanda.
There's a squirrel. I'm sure there are squirrels and pigeons aligning her windowsill as she types all day long.
There's people pissing
so the second floor.
Stoop. Yeah. Come on, are we for real here, lady? I think the most egregious part of it, though, is later when she's like, when Aiden's like, "You hate the place," and she's like, "I hate the place." Really? You hate it? You hate it? You hate it? You can't even look at it and be like, "Wow, it's really peaceful out here. Wow, it's a nice respite from the city." Anything? You're a grown woman. We have a family cabin that my mom got when I was a teenager. And when I was growing up, 14, 15, I used to be like, "Oh, this is boring. It's whatever."
It is boring.
Well, as a grown adult, like Carrie, I can look at it and be like, "Wow, I spend day after day in a bustling city," which I don't even live in New York. I live in Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah.
I live in a bustling city. Wow. It's nice to go spend 48 hours in peacefulness. Now I understand the cabin is run down. Ours isn't
the air conditioning will fix everything though. That makes such a difference. But I can handle anything else.
Aren't New York people used to that a little bit?
That's also true.
Here, I'm not used to that. As an Arizonan, I am used to air conditioning, and when I go somewhere that is in the high 80s and there's humidity, I need air conditioning.
Yeah,
but
I just have 2 oscillating fans in this entire house. It gets me through though. Or tower fans.
What does it get up to there?
30 Celsius is probably a really hot day.
What's that?
You double it and add
How
30.
much is
It's like
30?
90.
Oh.
So it's high, it gets hot.
Yeah, a lot of
But
people
like
deal
3
with that
days a year.
places. I
Yeah.
can't.
By the way, speaking of us being only children, I really do actually think it's a thing because more people commented on our last video. I'm an only child too. I'm like, this is actually really making sense. That entire group of people are like, oh, we all get it. We all get
That's
each
actually
other.
why, okay, yeah, on our live, we were like, who's only children? We had, I don't know, 75% of the people say they were. And I feel like that is why people are willing to listen to us.
Yeah,
they're
put up
like,
with our shit. They
we're
get
less insufferable to other
yes,
only children.
I think so. We should just switch. We call our podcast the only child podcast.
Wait.
Only children.
We could do as I'm saying
only
we should do less podcasting. I'm like, we should branch off and do an only children.
Like an only fans, but only children.
You could like theme it around the idea of like the only kid, like.
Well, now it's
anyway. Keep going
porn.
on. Fucking sex.
So, Aiden, where are we? Suffering. Carrie is meeting with her editor. Miranda now shows up to Carrie's, and she tells Aiden. This is actually a very funny back and forth. She's like, "Can you tell Steve to get me off as his emergency contact because they keep calling me?" And Aiden's like, "Yeah, Steve wants to talk to you too." And Miranda's like, oh, "What is it? Does he wants to get back together with me?" And then she addresses that him and Jessica did break up. So she goes, "Now him and Jessica broke up."
She's very, very funny in this because she just keeps building. She's like, oh, that he wants me back. Oh, he can't live without me. That he just thinks I'm the hottest person alive. And then he's like, Steve has cancer. And it's like, whoop.
I also don't really think that's his business. But he says he specifies testicular cancer. And then she goes, that I'm a horrible bitch.
I think it's awkward all around because Carrie... He must have already told Carrie, right? Because
I don't know, but
this
entire scene that Aiden has his arm, like his entire arm, like around Carrie.
She's in front of him and being like,
yeah. If I were Miranda, I'd be like, can you guys like just fucking not? Like Samantha goes up to the cabin with them later.
I have some friends that are like this, and I'm like,
in the next scene, Carrie's gonna invite them all to the cabin, and I'm like, who the fuck wants to third wheel with you two? There are some couples I don't mind being around.
Third wheel is if you're a throuple. End of story.
Right.
Like, let me in. If you're gonna get all cuddly, let me get keep it.
Trey and Charlotte are making up, and Trey's like, I'm not ovulating for 5 days, and then and she goes, we've been trying 3 months, which is not a lot. But anyway, they're going to Connecticut Saturday, so she's like, we're gonna have sex at your mother's house.
I felt an inclination only in this scene that Trey had a wig on, but I don't think he does. It's just that he has such just beautiful hair. His hair is just so thick. It's just like, it looked wiggy because I'm like, oh my God. Never in my life. I would need to wear 2 wigs to have the thickness of, double stack it. Like Ginger Minge.
I was just thinking of Ginger Minge. Miranda. Okay, Steve and Miranda now talk on a bench, and Miranda asks, and he's like, oh yeah.
Steve looks good this episode. Sorry, not sorry.
And he cries, which makes him even more lovable.
I'm like...
he says that he's like, I got a really good doctor through my HMO. And she's like, so what stage is it? This is wild though. She's like, what stage is it? I was just Googling and stage 1 is good. Did no one know anything about cancer until 2001?
Sad actually, because it's still the current state of our healthcare system.
For sure.
Where like, if you have nothing, they go, Steve is like, oh, I turned my head and cough and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, she's like, did you even get a CAT scan? Did you? Which they're not going to diagnose you with cancer unless you get some kind of scanning.
True, but I also feel like they would have told him what stage it is. I honestly don't even really.
That's what I mean. There's
find a doctor that would be this insufficient. That's crazy.
He says that all the guy did was made him turn his head and cough, and he felt his balls, and he said he has.
He's like, you have testicular cancer,
okay,
which is a pretty deadly form of cancer. I know it's very treatable, but it's also pretty deadly. So I would assume that the doctor would be like, okay, so here's the treatment plan.
I feel like cancer is a pretty big deal. If someone tells anyone they have any kind of cancer, I think it's like kind of like.
Well, I get that Steve's like an avoidant and he doesn't want to it's much easier to just be like, okay, great. The doctor says I'm fine.
And his shitty underwear. So let's be real. This doesn't shock me that he doesn't know.
But she gets pissed at him and she's like, who the fuck is this doctor? And she's like, this isn't your big yellow toenail, Steve. It's cancer. And the longer we sit here and talk about it, the cancer is going to spread to your lymph nodes and then you will die. And then he cries. And then we go to the diner and Miranda, listen to this.
It gives good opportunity for Miranda to make funny jokes, though.
I like the reference to the big yellow toenail because that is like such a straight guy thing that they would just leave. So Miranda, they're at the diner and Miranda's like, I feel so bad. I made him cry. I made my friend cry. And Samantha's like, well, it sounds like he needed a good kick in the pants, honey, which is what you gave him. And then Carrie, they're talking about cancer.
Carrie's like, but Aiden's
like,
cabin.
Why don't you guys does anyone want to come to the cabin with me? And again, no one wants to go with you and Aiden because I'm just going to be watching you guys like roll around on each other the entire time.
I'm actually shocked that Samantha is willing to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it's for the television show, but well, Carrie doesn't seem to realize it.
No. She doesn't really slut shame Samantha too much in this episode, I don't think. Miranda is actually too judgmental. So then everyone's like, no, you do need to pretend to like the country, Carrie. And then Miranda's like, no, you don't. Why would you have to pretend to be someone you're not? But then I wrote, like, I am not on Miranda's side here. I do believe that you're in a relationship. You do have to make compromises. You have to do stuff you don't want to do.
If I were Carrie's friend, I'd be like, do this. Okay, girl.
What do you want?
How long are you going to be there? Or buy some curtains. Buy an air conditioner. Do something.
You could buy one since you're the one with the problem.
Come on, haven't we all seen the Roni episode where Ramona goes to visit Heather Thompson's house or garage in the Berkshires and it doesn't have air conditioning, and Ramona in the car on the way orders air conditioning to the house, doesn't tell Heather.
Brilliant.
They show up, install the air conditioning unit in the bedroom. It's just, I mean, I hate Ramona's guts, but that's also pretty fucking
amazing.
I don't get it at all. I don't understand. But there is a funny moment when she asked Miranda to go to the country, and Miranda's like, I can't. If I leave, who's gonna stay here? Someone has to stay here and make
Steve cry.
I'm fucking botching this, but make Steve feel bad about having cancer. It's like, oh my god, I laughed at that too. So again, all these episodes just really like. I think if I had to choose, and how many times am I going to say this every episode? If I had to choose a season to like rewatch start to finish,
season 3 is really good too. It's got that affair in it.
It is, but I don't know why this just feels like it's chugging along in such a way where it's like, ooh, okay, yeah, ooh.
Hey, babe, the whole rest of the series is going to be good. Like
it is. I have noticed though a slight shift in the last few episodes of. Remember they used to kind of like make all the stories kind of similarly themed.
Yeah.
They're kind of straying away from that more because the overall theme of this episode was what, like making compromises in your relationship. That was what Carrie's like.
Yeah, in a relationship. Oh, yeah, in a relationship, when does the art of compromise become compromising?
So, like, if we look at the other characters, does that theme?
I don't even really think that's the theme, though. I feel like the theme is like the weekend, because Samantha gets irritated when guys ask her about the weekend. Carrie has to go and spend the weekends at the thing. Charlotte's going to Connecticut for the weekend. No, Steve just has cancer. But it seems more weekendy to me. But anyway, Carrie's hair looks really great here, by the way. Did you notice this? It's straightened. It just when they arrive at the cabin.
Yeah, it's like the one that on our cover. Yeah, it's like this
it looks great.
Shortish bob, but strangely, like 2 scenes later, she has this much lighter, longer, curlier hair.
Oh.
So is this a wig?
That might be a wig, yeah.
What's going on, right?
Because that's like the next day.
This isn't possible. I didn't.
Yeah, because if her hair is that curly, her hair would technically, if you straightened it, be way longer.
It'd be longer.
Like season 2.
Yeah, I'm like.
Well, I guess that is a wig, but anyway, Carrie. Did you notice that she does this she's putting on chapstick right at the beginning before she sees the squirrel, and she screams, and then later her and Aiden fuck, and I wrote, P.S. Why is there no liquor? But then she does mention later that she like drank like 3 vodka Kool-Aids while she was up all night. So her and Aiden fuck, and then he's asleep, and then she's like up all night, and she keeps like smacking her lips. And I thought it was interesting that she kind of put together this like, oh, my lips are probably really dry because I'm at the cabin right now. I thought that was an interesting like through line because she kept messing with her lips. Dry. As somebody with chronic, like who's addicted to chapstick, I really noticed.
I want to give credit to her there.
You think she was maybe just had dry lips?
I think she's just very much like, I think she's a good actress, but I think she has a touch of the, what do I look like on screen? So like, let me like.
Okay.
The way she puts the chapstick on too, almost, I'm sorry.
I'm like, it's not enough chapstick.
Infuriating. It's like she takes the tiniest dab and then puts like 2 dabs in the middle of her lips, and that's it.
I like fucking slap.
I'm like
across my face.
Like basically my lips are like covered.
I'm so addicted to. I like within reach in every room of my house. I have Vaseline and
weirdly, if anyone cares at the 30-minute mark, I've noticed that when I don't use lip products, my lips are actually more moisturized than when I use lip products. Weirdly.
I don't ever go long enough. Okay, so she works on her computer. When does the art of compromise become compromising? She's also dealing with mosquitoes. I personally am somebody who mosquitoes love. Like I could be standing outside with 10 people and I'm the only one that walks away and I'm covered.
You got sweet blood.
Maybe it's the only child thing.
It's because we're only children. They seek out only children. They know our blood is evil. Just kidding. One thing I'm gonna bitch here. Shocker. One, Carrie's completely exposed before this mosquito bites her. So, honey, well, except that she's wearing a bra after sex. And now I gotta ask, does she have panties on? They just fucked. Does she have panties? Did she put the panties back on? Did she pull them to the... That's one of my problems.
When she's working on the computer, she just has
no. It's like when she's laying in bed after.
Oh yeah.
Like she has her bra on, and it's implied that they just basically had sex. She has her bra on, but so she has no panties on.
I guess that would be what happened.
Pin in it, but then she's laying there for an extended period of time, gets one mosquito bite, and then she goes like this: slap and then scratch. They're not immediately itchy.
Yeah, I definitely know that. So Samantha fucks some guy who asked her plans for next weekend. That's her entire storyline.
Fine though, but her whole I'm not understanding Samantha's real issue here, that she just doesn't like that guys keep saying, "What are you doing next weekend?"
Right, because
next weekend's when I find new guys to fuck.
I guess, but I'm not. To me, I think they're trying to imply that she thinks that they're getting too committal. But to me, it just sounds like they're like, oh, that was really great. Like, let's do that. Let's fuck again next weekend.
At least with Farmer Guy, I think that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess, that is what they're trying to imply, is that she doesn't want the commitment.
Yeah, it's just basically her having too gratuitous sex scenes in this episode. She looks great.
Maybe this is continuing that theme where Samantha can't, except the last episode, they had that breakthrough with her where she cries and has the moment. So by this episode,
I think they just didn't know what to do with her, and they're like, that'll be funny if she fucks on some hay.
Also, honestly, this episode could be it could have been before last episode. I don't know.
Miranda and Steve are hanging out on the couch drinking beer, and she's being overly nice to him and offering the last spring roll. And he's like, "I'm out of here. When's the last time you offered me?" I can't do an accent. When was the last time you offered me the last spring roll? And she's
you're so mean to me usually, Miranda. Now you're all nice. Quit treating me like a cancer patient.
And she goes, "Well, I made you cry." And he's like, "Well, thank." She's like, "I was just such a huge bitch to you." And he's like, "Well, now I got a good doctor, and I'm seeing the best specialist in the city. So thank you for being a huge bitch. Now give me that spring roll."
Now I'm a Steve
He crunches
lover,
into this spring roll, and it makes me want a spring roll.
Oh, I wanted that.
I always remember that crunch.
Yeah. Looked so, mind you, though, I believe they'd probably call that an egg roll. I think it was.
It is.
He bites
into an egg roll. I wrote that down too. Like,
sorry,
this is not a spring roll. But
and I know I'm a Steve lover, and I know people are probably like, "You're fucking insane." But when he He has taken his glasses off at that point, which I think his glasses are very cute. He has the slutty little glasses, like he has the Jonathan Bailey Jurassic World movie glasses. Anyway, he takes them off, and the way he looks at Miranda, and he's like, "Give me that spring roll." I was kind of like, "Let me fucking."
Why don't you guys just get back together? Well, she does fuck him like next episode.
The way they're sitting on that couch together, I'm like, these two have more. And now I know she's a lesbian in real life, but they have like kind of some of the most chemistry, I think, of everyone on the whole show.
Okay, well, you know who has the most chemistry? I don't think it's the next scene, but is Carrie and Big whenever they're not together, but they're hanging out, when they're just kind of like razzing each other. They have such good like friendship chemistry.
Why are they hanging out?
Okay, well, we'll get to. Let's just knock some of this other shit out. Charlotte and Bunny are looking at Bunny's orchids in Connecticut.
Gorgeous.
And Carrie calls Charlotte, and Carrie's in Aiden's truck. This is a really cute visual because she's driving like an old ass Dodge truck. She looks so like rustic and like.
They also do they do an intentional like scenic work here too, because she's in this like white tank top looking like kind of messed up, and then they have her going back between her and Charlotte talking, where they have put Charlotte in the most like opulently decorated room with like very meticulous like flower wallpaper, all this stuff. She looks super like put together. So I love the like juxtaposition back and forth between it. It's just really
and Carrie's really like, I had to drive into Hohoken to get some cell service, and she's at like a Tasty Freeze kind of drive through, and it was just very nostalgic. Even though I didn't grow up in a small town, it still makes me nostalgic for like,
totally agree. I do wish we could be a little realistic. I know this was 20 years ago, but could we be realistic about what Carrie orders? I don't need her to order a cheeseburger, a large fries, and a strawberry shake. I'm not believing that.
She's gonna have the shits. I hope those,
especially the large fries or two. Like, I don't know. Like, trust me,
because her abs in this episode, she has abs all the way around to her back in this episode. Her body's never looked better.
And like I said, she eats this allegedly, and then she goes, and I'm not, if somehow you dipped in here, this is your first time here, I'm not body shaming, I'm nothing. I'm saying from perspective of a big bitch here, Carrie ain't eating this food. I'm sorry. She's not ordering all that. And then she goes on her date with Big, and she orders a huge steak, and she is just like ravenously. She's like, oh, like she's never eaten food before. I'm okay.
This is kind of.
I'll leave it.
Oh, Charlotte's like, well, you have to try. So Carrie now participates in this task where she's wearing overalls and rubber boots. And I don't know what Aiden's trying to get her to do, but it's like this physical comedy bit where she keeps falling into the mud. I'm telling you, I fall once into that mud, and this activity is now over. And you're going to get silent treatment for the rest of the day.
I know I sound like a bitch, and I know I said I love the episode, but this went on a little long.
We're like, okay.
And also, from a person who has seen, like, I'm not going to say we're actors, of course, but like, you know how all this works. So I'm watching her pick it up, and I'm just like, oh, she's doing like this, like push back fall on her butt. It's like, I'm just watching the mechanics behind it. And it's like, well, she wants to do it. He's not making her do it. I think she's like trying to say she can do it. And it's lifting a freaking wood beam, this freaking humongous beam.
Yeah. And she's standing in like quicksand, basically. I can't even
literally like the most juicy, wet mud possible. Like, okay.
It's the mud that Aiden and Big are going to fight in next episode.
Like, also, where's all this mud coming from? It didn't rain. Are there just spots of mud constantly in summer?
No, because it's hot as fuck, so the mud would not be even.
That's like what I'm saying. Unless it recently rained, or you're spraying this down with a hose, this isn't going to be.
Okay, so now Carrie
I'm way too stuck on logic.
Big in the city, and I am shocked by this.
Incensed. This didn't even make sense to me. Like, I remember this happening previously in the episode, but I'm also like,
she's playing with fire. Like, that is crazy.
What are you doing?
Can you imagine Aiden finding out? Not even that you're going to meet him.
I feel like Aiden knows. I think they're implying that Aiden knows she's doing it.
I don't think so.
They never say that she. So. Then I would feel like they need to be like, oh, there should have been an implication that she didn't tell Aiden. There should have been something then, because this didn't. It just was like, oh, now we're going on a date together, and they're both so chummy. And then Big starts describing how he put this girl on the bed and was going to spread her legs open. And I'm like,
yeah, she's
I
funny
don't
in
believe
this
he
scene,
would do
though.
that either.
Oh, yeah, he would.
You think he would do that with Carrie?
Yeah.
He would start being like, yeah, I spread her pussy open and really?
Well, maybe not big men do. I mean, like, you know.
They would?
Yeah. I'm sure me and Chris have had conversations like this. but because they're apparently so over each other, right? But Carrie's very funny here.
I wouldn't have this conversation with someone unless I was having sex with them too, or not even then. I don't know what.
I've had conversations like this with my straight male friends. I mean, it's completely
ones
inappropriate.
That you previously fucked and had a relationship with?
Not relationship, but like that I've like fucked several times. I don't really do relationships very well, so I kind of haven't. I haven't had too many danger spots.
Well, let's say, okay, you don't think it would be weird that if you like went out with like someone that like your ex-husband, and then he's describing how he now is with some other girl.
I mean, I guess now
he took her back to his room, and I picked her up and I lifted her and I put her on the bed and on her back. You wouldn't be like, why are you telling me this?
If it was this soon after the breakup, then yes, of course, it would be crazy if you did that.
It's just weird. I don't know. It's more like, why would Big want to tell her this? I understand it's to manipulate.
Because they're friends. I honestly don't even think so.
I think it's to get her wet. Don't you think? You think he's just doing this? He's just like, oh, this is how I talk to my friends.
He's really into this girl. That's what the whole next episode is going to be about. Is she's going to break up with him, and then he's going to spin out and crash out and come to the cabin.
If you're watching the YouTube video or whatever, leave a comment.
What do you think?
Do you think that he's like trying to manipulate in a way, or like make Carrie jealous? Because she, one moment before this, says, I like him, or I care about him more than anyone else, or he likes me more than anyone. She says something to him where he's like, ouch.
Oh.
Remember? Well. Like, he's better. He's the best man I've ever known, or something.
Maybe, yeah, because he says, like, oh, how are things with Aiden? And she's like, yeah, things are great. And he goes, ouch. And then she goes, no, you can tell me anything. And then he does start telling her this, you know, pussy eating conversation. And then she's like, all right, stop. I don't need to know. She's like, all right, I made it about 30 seconds. That's pretty good. That was funny. And then her eating the steak is very funny. She's like,
it is.
I don't really know why she's doing this. I'm like, nobody really eats steak like that. It seems like the steak is not cooked at all or something.
They are really trying to imply, I believe, that in the country there's no food. And so now that she's back to the city, she's like, I gotta
but that's not how you eat something ravenously. It seems like she's having trouble eating this.
It is, because she's like
I can wolf down some food and it doesn't look like this.
I think I'd have a hard time wolfing down a steak.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not believing that within the past 48 hours, Carrie has eaten a burger and a steak. She's just too... Now, I would do that, but she's too locked in on that six-pack to be eating a burger.
Yeah, she's got a crazy body. Okay, well, Carrie is, she's jealous. Now, Carrie... So now that Big is, like, all into this new woman... She's walking down the street looking like this, and
her name is Willow Summers or something like that.
Willow Summers, that's right. That's who Big is. She's like a super famous movie star. Carrie knows who that is, and that's who's going to break his heart next.
And allegedly, she's crazy about him. She was the one who approached Big, and she's like, I have a weakness for men with green eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Really? To Big? Now, he did look good in this episode, actually.
Yeah.
He looked really quite good. I don't know what they did to him.
And their chemistry was popping. But now, just like before, when Carrie calls Big and she's like, you wanted to talk? And he's like, yeah, I thought about it. I'm not going to leave Natasha. It's going to be expensive. And then she runs to Aiden. She's like, I realized in that moment that Aiden is the greatest guy on earth. That's what happens again here. Is Big is in love with someone else. So now she's like, you know what? Aiden's great. I love the country.
I am upset. I love this outfit.
I mean, yeah, this is a pretty iconic outfit. This is where she's wearing like that green skirt. And when she turns around, there's like this big, like white, what would you even call that?
Like a bustle? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, like right in the bottom. It's, I mean,
fluffy white. I hate that part.
Anyone else, it is weird. Anyone else would look ridiculous in this outfit.
I do need clarification here, guys. Which one's the wig? Which one of these
maybe
is
that
a wig?
one. Maybe that short one. Yeah, maybe that one is the wig. I don't know.
They're
it's
just
good. Whatever it is a great wig.
They're too different. Even the color.
The coloring is different too.
This one's so much lighter. I mean, I know it's backlit, but
oh no.
I'm just I need to know.
Well, she appreciates Aiden now, so she brings Samantha, and she's making a pie. And Samantha has like a personal, like a little personal fan, and there's no air conditioner.
Samantha in this scene; she's fabulous.
And Aiden goes, "Is it hot in here? Or is it just me?" And Samantha goes, "It isn't you,"
which I love.
And Samantha sees the shirtless farmer, and Carrie calls him Young McDonald, and Samantha goes, "E-I-E-I-O."
I thought the farmer was hot.
Yeah,
I was so into him.
So she goes over wearing this outfit, and she asks for some milk right here. It's very cute. And they milk the
farmer too. They do mention that he's like an ex New Yorker too, so he's not really super farmery.
Oh, really? He reads to me as someone who got kicked in the head by one of the characters, and like maybe she shouldn't be fucking him. Doesn't he?
Like,
having like a conversation.
He's a man of few words, is what they say. I'm not believing that he's wearing these baggy overalls with nothing underneath them to work.
You look like you're in a porn.
Because he comes down the stairs and he has to like lift it back up over his shoulder. That doesn't seem conducive to working on a farm.
Yeah, you're constantly dealing. You're like,
gotta fix my straps.
Yeah, it looks very pornographic.
It's like how corny, it's like I said, this is hotter than anything that existed, and just like that. And honestly, the whole have you ever milked a cow? And Samantha's like, I haven't, but something tells me that I'll be just great at it or something. He's like, squeeze and squirt or whatever. I don't. And she's like, squeeze and squirt. And she's like, oh, and it squirts on her face. And she's like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Then this is one of my favorite lines.
This scene is really locked into your memory.
Is there anything else around here that needs to be milked?
I really wasn't even gonna you knew that by memory.
It's because honestly,
John's glazed over and he just went into a few.
More of this, please. On a show that's 20 years old, but when Sex and the City, the reboot, comes back.
Yes, please.
I'm looking at you, Sarah Jessica Parker. Because I don't want MPK anything to do with this. Sarah Jessica Parker. You better get some good fucking sex scenes in your show. I don't care if they're logical or real. You had no logic or reality in your show anyway. No. Make some fun. Put some fun in your shit, dude.
I disagree because they had a bunch of sex scenes for no reason and just like that. And we were all like, why are we watching this? Why do I know what Harry's dick looks like?
They weren't like this. This was like a fantasy sex scene. The most fantastical was this was all I could think about, of course, shocking during this was the finger bang heard around the world. Because I'm just like, if you cut from this to that.
She was like a barn animal. She was making noises like that.
She was. She's like, that reminded me of like, if someone was trying to do conversion therapy. It was a
rebirth. Remember? Rebirth.
Oh, yeah.
But yes,
I don't want to remember.
Conversion therapy? What about it?
Thanks. It's like if you, in conversion therapy, they would show you the Samantha scene.
Oh, yeah.
And then they would, intersperse the Che and Miranda, finger banging scene to, make you be like, oh, God.
Like when Miranda's having those flashbacks and Che's like, can I touch you here?
Make sure there's a light shining directly on your forehead, too, when you're doing it.
Do you like that? Tell me you want it. Gross.
Tell me you need me. Tell me you want my fingers.
Okay, so in Connecticut, we have this whole thing where Charlotte's looking for Trey and he's taking a bath with his mother. And then I guess this gets glazed over really quickly by him just explaining, well, my mother was always away and this is the only time I had her all to myself. And I'd be like, that's really a sad story and that's fucked up. But there's no way you could think that as an adult that this is in any way appropriate.
I think that is completely inappropriate for your parents to see your genitalia after, I don't know, after the time that they're helping you bathe. I don't see even a point where like, I haven't, trust me, my mom has not seen my junk since I'm what, 8? I don't know. Like there's, and not to be the logic police here, but he's in the bathtub and there isn't nary one single bubble in the tub. So he's just in water, clear water with his legs there. And really, they do a very good, whoever directed this, I will give them some kudos, as Ramona says. I fucking hate that bitch. But anyway, they do a really good job of emasculating Trey in just the setup of this, because the way that it's set up is that Bunny's sitting there facing the camera. His back is to the camera. And so he has to like turn around to look at Charlotte. And it is so off-putting and disgusting. It's gross. And they do a really good job of portraying that. And not like, they're like, it's so nasty.
Yeah. And I take daily baths. I love baths.
I love a bath.
When there's no bubbles, that usually indicates that you've been sitting in there long enough that now the water is lukewarm.
He's also he's using a washcloth to just take the water that just whatever, like this much. Also, this isn't a full bath. Oh my God, there's just too many. I don't want to dislike this episode because I love this episode. But the squirrel, the bathtub.
Miranda is there when they fuck in the orchids. Miranda's there when Steve wakes up from his
ovulating,
right,
in the greenhouse.
Miranda looks amazing in this scene. She's wearing a white denim jacket, which I feel like
she looks great.
Such a classic look. And this is very cute. He's like, have you been waiting long? And she's like, yeah, a little bit. Anyway, so they're best. They're gonna fuck next episode. Okay. Meanwhile, Samantha and young McDonald fuck. And he asked her about next weekend and she storms out. Okay, so Carrie now makes her pie crust, but then she sees the squirrel again and she drops it and burns her legs. And she goes, I hate that squirrel. I hate this oven. I hate this. And then Aiden's like, just say it. You hate the cabin. And she's like, I hate the cabin. Now, if I were Aiden, I'd be like, well, then this is a deal breaker. Also, you had dinner with
Agreed. I'd be like, you're being a bitch and you're being a total twat.
What if you made this with your bare hands and your partner says, I hate the cabin?
And I'd be like, I hate your apartment. I hate your column. I hate your clothes. I mean, I would just be so horrible.
Well, they do that in the good fight. We get all that. But anyway, she sits atop the counter and he like deals with the legs. We all know the scene. This is, I guess, hot. It's cute. They look beautiful in the scene, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, in the end, we find out that she agrees to just come up on the weekends, and she goes, in the end, Aiden gets an AC. So great, problem solved, Carrie. And Carrie learns to like the country. But this is kind of a part 1 of a part 2, so we'll continue all this next week. And happy birthday to Jones. Jones turning 40. Yesterday. Oh yeah. 2 days ago, he turned 40. The big 4 over the hill.
Technically 1 day ago, because we're still gonna upload this on Saturday, right?
Yeah, but on Patreon it'll come out on Friday.
Okay. So we won't be live this coming Friday, but if you watch this out of order or hear this out of order, then make sure that you join us Fridays at 2 p.m. EST, baby. Also, join our Patreon because I'm really pumped because we're about to do Sex and the City book.
It's in one hand. Why is this so small? This is like the only option on Amazon. There's like
they
12
called
left.
out like a travel version. Like
okay, I don't like.
I'm excited because this does have an introduction in mine written by Candace Bushnell.
Yeah, same with mine.
And this says it was written on May 23rd, 2001.
3 months away. I noticed that earlier. I was gonna mention it.
How interesting that like her intro will be like before the world changed. All right, guys. Anyway, yikes.
Join our Patreon. We'll see you every Friday except for the 9th. And we love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.